G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. So let's talk about part 2 of the worldwide celebration. When will it begin and what I think the banners and units and things will be. I'm going to keep this short because I like to keep things short generally speaking. So let's just talk about when will it begin. So last year, basically, to cut a long story short, part 1 dropped at about the 26th of August, and part 2 dropped on the 9th of August, which is pretty cool. The banners only came out 6 days later, which is kind of important to remember. So when we're talking about the actual start of part 2 will probably be next week Friday, but the banners will probably only be the week after, and this is important to understand because part 2 brings with it its own content and its own kind of like bits of things to do, whereas the banners are just things to summon on. So a couple of events will pop through. We don't know what they will be, but we can assume, if we're looking at like all of these other events, that link leveling event that they have for future units will probably pop through. There will probably be some new EZAs that will be announced, hopefully for the LR units, and we'll talk a bit about that. There will maybe hopefully be the new stages for some Red Zone. The Dismal Future Red Zone would be pretty cool. Maybe some new missions. The story events will probably be updated, like the Trunks one, and we'll probably get some Extreme Z areas the week after for the Trunks, etc. So yeah, we'll also probably get new stages of the Mortal Will event, and we might get a new IDBH or Dokkan Boss Rush or something along those lines. So that's kind of what you can expect content-wise. Now in terms of the units, so will there be an LR EZA? Will there be, things? So let's see. So obviously we've got Metal Cooler, got his EZA. I think was obviously a pretty big deal. But if you see with part 2, last year there was no LRZA. If you look here, there was no legendary unit that was Extreme Z Awakened, I believe. That only came with part 3. So, there was the Cooler EZA, and yeah, then that was it, realistically. So, yeah, the big question is who will EZA with part 2? And for most people, I think a lot of people are hoping that there will be an LR EZA. I think a lot of people are super duper hoping for the LR Rose to EZA. So that being, this LR Rose. And I think people are also hoping that there will be an EZA potentially for this Int Goku Black. Now, if you look on the banners, currently Int Goku Black and Int Gohan Future are both actually on the summonable banners. This seems to me like possibly a sign that they could EZA. Would also kind of make sense since they will obviously, be kind of meshing around they work well with Trunks, for example. That's kind of a combination there. Obviously, he can finally round out the, Goku Black team, be that kind of final missing piece that they need. It makes sense. In terms of the LRs, or what units will they announce? Obviously, there's a big question of whether they'll be Carnival banner units, and will they be, Goku Rose? Will they be a Sword of Hope Trunks? Personally, I'm obviously hoping for a Sword of Hope Trunks and a Goku Rose. I think they could definitely carry it, but there's no guarantee that the Part 2 units have something to do. Well, they do kind of have something to do, but they don't have to be directly correlated. They could be Android Cell Saga related. They could be a Cell, new LR Cell. Don't think people will complain about that. Could also be a new LR Gohan. Don't think people could complain about that. Yeah, it's going to depend because they've obviously kind of started with that Zamasu fight. I assume that it will be a Trunks and a Goku Rose, but I can be wrong. That was my hope. But yeah, that's it, guys. So you're looking at next week Friday being the kind of start date. So if today is the 1st, there we go, it lines up perfectly. The 8th will be the start of part 2. Banners will probably drop on the 14th, 15th, and yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But that's going to be it from me. See you guys next time. Bye.